My father's name flashes on my phone screen for the fifth time. I watch it vibrate against my glass desk, the sleek surface a far cry from the scratched oak table where I did homework as a child. Outside my window, Chicago's skyline gleams in the afternoon sun, 15 stories up and 800 miles from the ranch-style home where I learned to make myself small. I hover my finger over Ignore again. The phone falls silent. 3 seconds later, an email notification appears from Lawrence Reynolds. Subject: Your sister needs you. Last chance. My stomach tightens as I open it, the words blurring together except for the final line. Chloe's wedding is the most important event of her life. Be there or forget about any future support. A voicemail notification pops up next. I press play and set it on speaker. Madelyn, it's your father. His voice fills my apartment, commanding as ever. I don't know what game you're playing, but this has gone on long enough. Your sister's wedding is in 2 weeks. If you can't put aside whatever grievance you have for Chloe's special time, you can forget about any future support from this family. Your mother is beside herself. Call me back immediately. A bitter laugh escapes my throat. I cross to the closet and pull out a framed diploma hidden behind winter coats. The golden embossing catches the light. Madelyn Ann Reynolds, Bachelor of Science and Data Science, summa cum laude. 3 years collecting dust instead of hanging on my wall, because old habits die hard. My phone buzzes with a text from my mother. Please call, your father is getting impatient. I glance at the calendar on my desk. Chloe's 2-week wedding extravaganza is highlighted in angry red. 14 days of ceremonies, parties, and photo shoots for the golden child's perfect day. I tap open my banking app. $138,139 in savings. More than enough to never need their support again. They just don't know it yet. A memory surfaces. 3rd grade, clutching my report card with 5 perfect A's. Mom at the kitchen table, nodding without looking up from her magazine. That's nice, honey. That same night, the living room erupting in cheers for Chloe's participation ribbon from the school play. Did you see how she projected her voice? She was the best one up there. Dad's face glowing with pride while I sat invisible on the stairs. The science fair my sophomore year, the blue ribbon I won for analyzing local water quality, the empty chairs where my parents should have been. They'd gone to Chloe's soccer game instead. She'd scored 1 goal and they talked about it for weeks. Then senior year, the thick acceptance package from the University of Chicago, my hands trembling as I read the scholarship offer. Chicago? Mom's forehead creased with concern. That's so far away. Chloe might feel inferior if you go there when she's just attending community college. Dad didn't even look up from his newspaper. We've discussed this. You're staying local. End of story. 2 weeks later, I boarded a bus to Chicago with everything I owned in 2 suitcases, leaving a carefully crafted paper trail of community college registration, the calculated risk of my first real independence. Now I stand before my bathroom mirror, no longer the invisible daughter. My reflection shows someone they wouldn't recognize, confident, successful, unburdened by the need for their approval. I return to my desk and trace my fingers over my name on the diploma. Madelyn Ann Reynolds, product analyst, 6-figure salary, invisible no more. My laptop screen glows as I open the airline website. My fingers move decisively across the keyboard, booking a first-class ticket home. Time they finally see me, I whisper to my reflection in the darkened screen. The rental car crunches over familiar gravel 2 days later. I park behind a florist's van unloading cascades of white roses. My childhood home has transformed into something from a bridal magazine, with ivory fabric swags draped across the porch railings. My mother opens the door before I knock. Her hair is colored a precise shade of honey blonde, not a strand out of place. Madelyn, finally. Her hug feels like a performance, too stiff, too brief. Decided to support your sister, I see. Inside, the house smells of vanilla candles and fresh paint. Wedding planning has turned every surface into a staging area. My father emerges from his study, glasses perched on his nose. He doesn't hug me, just nods. Good, you're here. The programs need to be folded and these guest welcome bags assembled. He thrusts a clipboard into my hands. Chloe needs these by 4. I just walked in the door, Dad. And now you have something useful to do. Chloe appears at the top of the stairs, pressed to her ear. No, I specifically said cascading arrangement, not gathered. This is literally ruining everything. She spots me and holds up one finger. Do you understand? This is the most important day of my life. When she finally descends, she air kisses near my cheek. Maid, thank God. The caterer is threatening to quit and Mom is useless with the seating chart. Nice to see you too, Chloe. Elliot's planning this surprise for the reception and I need to make sure it coordinates with everything else. Elliot? I set down my bag. Her fiancé, my mother supplies. You'll meet him at dinner. He's absolutely wonderful. Such a brilliant investor. Crypto millionaire, Chloe corrects with obvious pride. Elliot arrives at precisely 6:30, carrying an expensive bottle of wine and wearing a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. The mysterious sister finally appears. He grips my hand too firmly. Chloe said you were some kind of computer genius hiding away in the big city. Product analyst, I correct. Sounds intense, he winks. I've got some friends developing an AI trading platform. Revolutionary stuff. We should talk shop sometime. During dinner, Elliot dominates with tales of crypto investments and exclusive opportunities. My father hangs on every word. So which exchanges do you primarily trade on? I asked during a rare pause. Elliot's smile freezes momentarily. Oh, a mix. Mostly private platforms, exclusive access through my network. Fascinating. And your company's based where? We're decentralized, he replies smoothly. The beauty of blockchain, right? I've got partners in Singapore, Zurich, Dubai. My father shoots me a warning look. Maiden, not everyone wants to discuss business at dinner. Later, searching for wedding programs in my father's study, I stumble across refinancing paperwork for the house dated 3 weeks ago. The property I grew up in, which had been nearly paid off, now carries a sizable new mortgage. Voices drift from the adjacent dining room. Lawrence, are you sure about this second mortgage? My mother's worried tone freezes me in place. That's everything from my inheritance, too. Helen, Elliot has guaranteed 20% returns minimum. But $185,000 is... You wouldn't understand investments like this. My father cuts her off. This is what building real wealth looks like. I lean against the wall, my analyst brain calculating risk factors. Second mortgage, set family savings, inheritance, all flowing toward Elliot's vague investment opportunity. He's a fraud. Aunt Helen's voice is barely a whisper as we stand in the back garden later, supposedly admiring the wedding flowers. You see it too? I nod. Dad won't listen to me. Mr. Wilson down the street lost $87,000 in an exclusive investment opportunity last year. Sounded awfully familiar when I heard about Elliot's proposals. Over the next 2 days, I dig deeper. Business registries, investment forums, social media profiles. 3 previous identities stare back at me from my laptop screen. Ethan Lewis, Edward Lambert, Elliot Lawson, now Elliot Lawrence. Same man, different names, same charming smile, different victims. I find Karen, one of his previous targets, at a coffee shop. She's in her 50s, hands trembling around her mug. I thought I was special, Karen whispers. He made me feel chosen. She slides a folder across the table. Pictures, bank statements, police reports that went nowhere. He disappeared 3 days before our wedding. Her jaw tightens, along with $60,000 and my mother's heirloom ring. The photographs confirm what I already know. The account statements show transfers to untraceable offshore accounts. The police reports detail 3 other victims with similar stories in 3 different states. The wedding is 5 days away. Dad, Mom, I think we need to talk about Elliot. We're in the living room that evening. My father doesn't look up from his newspaper. What about him? I've noticed some inconsistencies in his business claims. The way he describes his investments doesn't align with how crypto markets actually function. My mother sighs dramatically. Honestly, Madelyn, you've always been jealous of your sister's happiness. This isn't about jealousy. His investment claims don't make mathematical sense. My father finally looks at me, his expression hardening. You don't understand business at this level. Not everything fits into your little spreadsheets. The front door opens, and Chloe enters with Elliot. She immediately senses the tension. What's going on? Your sister has concerns about Elliot's business. Chloe's face crumples. Are you serious? You show up after 3 years and immediately try to ruin the only good thing in my life? Elliot places a protective arm around her. It's okay, babe. Some people just don't understand innovation. The next day, I present everything. Printed screenshots, bank records, police reports, Karen's signed statement spread across the coffee table. This is clearly a case of mistaken identity, Elliot says, his smile not reaching his eyes. I have a common face. People mix me up all the time. 3 different women in 3 different states. I keep my voice steady. All with the same experience of a man matching your description, using names similar to yours, who disappeared with their money right before the wedding. Dad, look at the pictures. I push a photo toward him. Look at the timeline. Look at the pattern. I've never seen this woman in my life, Elliot insists. Chloe jumps to her feet. I can't believe you'd go this far to ruin my happiness. Tears stream down her face. You've always been jealous of me. Jealous? The word catches me off guard. I'm trying to protect you. The second mortgage, your retirement fund, Mom's inheritance, it's all gone to his investment opportunity. Don't you see the pattern? That's enough. My father stands, face flushed. You need to leave this house right now. I'm not leaving. I stand my ground, straightening to my full height, and I'm not the same invisible daughter anymore. Silence falls across the room. What are you talking about? My mother asks. I didn't go to community college. The truth rushes out after years of containment. I graduated top of my class from the University of Chicago 3 years ago. I'm a product analyst at Tech Fusion. I make 6 figures. I've been supporting myself entirely since I was 18. Their stunned faces would be satisfying under different circumstances. That's impossible, my father stammers. Is it? Check my LinkedIn profile. Call my office. I've been someone else entirely while you were too busy with your golden child to notice. And now I'm giving you one chance, your last chance, to see the truth before it's too late. I gather the scattered evidence carefully. This man is not who he claims to be. The wedding is in 5 days. His pattern is to disappear 3 days before the ceremony once he has access to all the funds. I think we've all heard enough fantasy for one day. My father's voice has regained its authority. Madelyn, I won't ask again. Leave now. I look at each of them. My father's rigid certainty, my mother's conflicted loyalty, Chloe's defensive anger, Elliot's practiced concern. When he disappears with everything you have, I say quietly, gathering my belongings, remember that someone tried to warn you. The front door feels heavier than it did when I was 17, sneaking out to study at the library. This time, I'm not hiding who I am. This time, I'm walking away with the truth they refuse to see. My phone won't stop buzzing. I set it face down on my kitchen counter and pour another cup of coffee, watching the steam rise in the morning light of my Chicago apartment. 2 days before Chloe's wedding, and the notifications have evolved from demanding to desperate. I flip the phone over. 17 missed calls, 23 text messages, 5 voicemails. The first voicemail plays on speaker. "Madelyn, he's gone." My father's voice cracks, a sound I've never heard before. "Elliot disappeared last night. Call us back." The second, "The accounts are empty. Everything, even your mother's retirement fund." His commanding tone has vanished, replaced by something hollow. The third catches me off guard. "The police said without a written contract, there's little they can do." My mother's voice trembles. "They called it a civil matter. Please, Maddie, we need you to come home." She hasn't called me Maddie since I was 10. Chloe's text glows on the screen. "You were right. I didn't listen. Please help us." I trace my finger around the rim of my coffee mug. From my 15th floor window, Lake Michigan stretches blue and boundless. 15 stories up and a lifetime away from the family that only sees me when disaster strikes. After a long moment, I book a flight home for the second time this month. The difference? This time, I pack enough clothes for 3 days. The wedding tent stands half dismantled in the backyard when my cab pulls up. White chairs are stacked against the fence. The elaborate flower arrangements, still adorning the porch rails, are wilting. My mother opens the door before I knock, her makeup-free face aged 5 years in 2 days. "You came." Inside, my father paces the living room, phone pressed to his ear. He hangs up when he sees me, his eyes flicking to my designer handbag, the watch on my wrist. "We thought perhaps you might be able to help with financial assistance until we sort this out." Chloe sits curled on the couch, wearing sweatpants and one of my old high school t-shirts. Her eyes are swollen. "If you had been more supportive from the beginning, I might have listened." Her voice lacks its usual edge, but the blame lands familiar nonetheless. I set my handbag on the coffee table and unbutton my coat. The living room feels smaller than I remember. The walls still display Chloe's dance trophies, not a single one of my academic achievements. "I can help with some things," I say, my voice steady. "Not all." My father straightens. "Now, Madelyn, as your father," I interrupt. "I can help you file police reports properly. I can contact my colleague who specializes in financial fraud recovery. I can connect you with a lawyer who handles cases like this." I tick the points off on my fingers. "I cannot replace the money you lost." The silence stretches taut between us. "But," my mother starts, "I make 6 figures, I have substantial savings, and I will not sacrifice my financial security to rescue you from a situation I explicitly warned you about." My father's face reddens. "This family has supported you your entire life." A laugh escapes me, short and unexpected. "Did you? When?" "We put a roof over your head, food on the table." "That's the legal minimum, Dad." "So you're just going to abandon us?" Chloe uncurls from the couch. "After being right? Is that what matters to you? Being right?" I meet her gaze steadily. "What matters to me is being respected, being heard. I warned you. You need me now, but you've never wanted me. There's a difference." My mother collapses into a chair. "How can you be so cold?" "I learned from experts." The words slip out before I can catch them. For the first time, they all truly look at me, not through me or past me. They see the woman who built herself without their notice, who succeeded without their approval. "These are my boundaries," I say quietly. "I will help you navigate this legally. I will stay 3 days. I will not empty my savings account or co-sign loans. Those are my terms." From my briefcase, I withdraw 3 copies of a document my lawyer prepared. The paper makes a crisp sound as I place them on the coffee table. This outlines the terms of my financial assistance. One-time solution, not an ongoing relationship. I'll transfer funds to pay off the second mortgage directly to the bank. The credit card consolidation will go through a financial advisor I've selected. This is ridiculous, my father blusters, but his eyes track the papers. Second page is an acknowledgement. I tap the document. It states that for years you consistently favored one child over the other, creating an environment of emotional neglect. My mother gasps, "We would never sign such a thing." Then I'll leave and you can explain to the bank why you can't make next month's payment. The room falls quiet except for Chloe's ragged breathing. Father reaches for his reading glasses with shaking hands. You've become hard. I've become honest. The world didn't break me, neither did you, but I won't pretend anymore. 10 minutes later, all 3 signatures mark the page. I gather my things without rush or ceremony. No tearful embraces, no promises to call soon. I hope you find peace with your choices, I say, straightening my jacket. I already have. I walk to my rental car, back straight, steps measured. The rear-view mirror shows the house growing smaller. But I don't look back. Some bridges can't be rebuilt. Some shouldn't be. 1 year later. Sunlight streams through the bay windows of my home office, casting golden rectangles on the maple desk where I've arranged my life in neat, purposeful rows. My Chicago apartment is gone, traded for this craftsman bungalow with its solid bones and history. The diploma now hangs centered on the wall. Maiden Ann Reynolds, Bachelor of Science in Data Science, summa cum laude. No longer hidden behind winter coats, no longer secret. My laptop chimes with an incoming video call from Layla, the 3rd student in my mentorship program for first-generation college women. Her face appears, bright with news about a scholarship interview. "I used that preparation technique you taught me," she says, tucking her dark hair behind her ear. "When they asked why I deserved it more than others, I didn't apologize or minimize. I told them exactly what I'd accomplished with it." "And?" I lean forward. Her smile breaks wide. "They called an hour ago. I got it." "You earned it," I correct her gently. "There's a difference." After the call, I step into my backyard garden. Spring has coaxed the first green shoots from soil I've amended and nurtured through seasons of patience. My fingers brush the tender leaves of tomato seedlings. These will grow strong, unlike the withered roots I left behind. The award from last night's ceremony sits on my desk. The mentorship program I founded, recognized for its impact on first-generation college students. The award feels substantial in my hands, glass and metal catching the light, solid and real. My phone buzzes with Aunt Helen's monthly update. I scan the text. Dad and Mom still struggling. Chloe working part-time at the local bank, attending therapy twice a month. No mention of attempts to contact me directly. The boundary holds firm on both sides. A notification pops up from Sasha, my first mentee. "You saw me when no one else did. That changed everything." As twilight softens the edges of the day, I water my garden with methodical care. The tomato plants stand alongside peppers, zucchini, and herbs, each one chosen, planted, and tended by hands that know their own strength. I touch the stem of a rose bush I pruned severely last fall. It's sprouting new growth, stronger than before. "Some things grow stronger when cut back," I whisper, a smile tugging at my lips as I survey the life I've built. Thriving, rooted, and finally completely visible.